Here we go again. Okay, so if you watched yesterday's video, you're obviously aware that I gave out this 15-minute zone here, and you got a 5-minute inside there. Been pretty good for us lately when you get that combination. And you also had this little wick here, which I've marked out, and you can see you get a perfect liquidity grab off that, and then eventually you get that further move down, which we were expecting. Ooh, I did talk about this breaker structure here, but I was a little bit wary of it because it happened on a Friday close. So obviously this is a bunch of positions closing for the weekend, and it broke structure, so I was a little bit wary of it. But since then you've had another one, so I'm a little more confident now. Well, a lot more confident now that the internal structure is going bearish effectively, or is bearish on the 15-minute. You can see that there on the 15-minute. Now, yesterday was obviously quite tricky if you were looking to scalp, because you just got this high frequency chop chop chop, and it's just one big range there. Okay, you got that quick move out into our region there. You get a perfect fill if you have a limit like me, but unfortunately not if you are looking to trade confirmation there. I was happy with the risk. 4389 limit, I was happy with that risk there. Just stop above the high, and I was looking for Asia lows. Not a bad little 5-hour trade. So let's talk about this a little bit more, and let's focus on the framework I like to look, the lens I like to look at the market through at the minute. I feel like it really helps me. Now, what within this choppy range, what was the result, or what was the outcome? Well, obviously you got that liquidity grab, so that could have given you the heads up, but eventually you initiate outwards. Okay, so if demand means that we go up, or demand being in control is bullish and supply is bearish, it means that supply had taken control in this choppy range and it had initiated out. Okay, so by initiating out of that range, you could see supply had taken control. What happened? Demand stepped back in. So you've got this area of demand here. Demand had stepped back in, and it had initiated out of this little range. And what happened? It just returned to another area of supply, and then eventually it began to drop again. Okay, so now we can understand that supply is still in control for now. Okay, and it's just a really nice way to look at the market, I believe. It really helps you see where market participants are, or who is in control, and where price is likely to go from now on or then on, if you know what I mean. So let's just take another example back here. So you can see this is a 4-hour supply zone that I've marked out. So what can we see? Obviously, what do we know? There's a bunch of supply in this region. Price had come up, it had reacted to that region, it filled orders of supply, so supply being shorts, filled some orders, and now we're getting this range here, this consolidation range. What's happened in that range? You're just getting chop 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 chop, initiation out. So if you think about this now, this is just one area where demand has built up. Okay, and we can signify or show that by using these order blocks, or supply and demand zones. Okay, so now you can see that within this 4-hour candle we've now built this zone here. Okay, so that now represents, on if we look at the lower time frame, that now represents an area where demand had overwhelmed supply. So this was supply, this was the guys who were looking to get the market down. Okay, they come up, they chopped around, they'd had enough demand to overwhelm supply. Bearing in mind this is a gigantic market and you need so much money to do that. It then initiated out. Okay, so you see countless, this is literally how the markets move. So you see it everywhere. You see it here, you reach resistance, you hit there, you hit resistance, you build up some demand, you initiate out. Okay, you come up, you hit some more supply or resistance here, you build up some more demand, you initiate it out of the structure. Now what happens? You eventually come and test that area. Okay, there's the demand right there. You come and test that area, and then you move back up, you hit some supply that's clearly stronger and wants to take control now, and then you move back down. Okay, so now it all comes down. Oh, this is so messy. But I hope that was pretty simple for you. But now it comes down to a let's see what side wins kind of thing. You know what I mean? So we've had the signs that supply is now taking control. We've broken some internal structure, but we're still just playing within this range here. Okay. So we've entered the deeper regions of this range now, and we've seen demand step in. We entered back into the higher regions of this range, and we saw supply step in. So now this is the supply side, this is the demand side, okay? So now it becomes a case of which side are we going to side with, or who are we going to try and play with? Well, we know from yesterday's video about the higher time frame perspective, the narrative, and now we're trying to just find really the intention of the market. We want to see where does it want to go, and effectively you can just decide that by being patient or just letting the market show you. So obviously we've got this supply range here, so price came in, it retested, so now we're looking for, is this demand going to hold? Is this a sign of market participants who are looking to breach out, come back down, fill up some more orders, and then take it out? Well, you just need to look at what did it achieve. Obviously it was towards the end of the day, so there's not a lot to play on, but what did it achieve? It didn't really achieve anything. It didn't break any significant levels or the level highs up here. Didn't really do anything with it. It just came up into supply, and you're just bouncing between these two areas now. You know, this is your demand, this is your supply. You're just bouncing now, okay? So playing within this little range right now in the middle, it's kind of pointless. You know, you may get lucky, but it's kind of not worth your time and effort. You're much better playing the supply that is higher up and more probable, and playing the demand that is lower down and more probable, okay? Now, you may get a couple of scalps on the day if you're looking at Asia highs or CME open. There's potentially a little bit of supply here, but, you know, again, didn't really achieve anything, okay? Always when observing highs, look at what it achieved. Consider, is it significant? Did it achieve anything? Didn't really achieve anything, okay? So at the minute, we believe the internal structure is supply driven. So supply, we would expect further prices lower down because we're breaking structure here, and we've got some nice levels below. Add to the fact that you've got this larger move here, obviously, that we were talking about yesterday. We were talking about this divergence here. You've got a lower high and you've got a higher high on the RSI. So, you know, there is a strong case to believe that we do start pulling back, because this has just been up and up and up and up for the last couple of weeks. And, you know, we've got some nice regions below to be looking for reactions. So, you know, you have it, again, just look at this. This is just a large supply range. This is where supply had built up and it initiated out and broke structure. Therefore, this is a strong area where supply had taken control. So what do you expect when that comes into that level? You expect a reaction. You expect some, obviously, protection on this, or defense. Expect these guys to defend, okay? Constantly just be looking between the interplay of supply and demand. I know some people don't like it, the concept, but it's just terminology to understand momentum and shifts in the market. So the momentum on the 4 hour is clearly bearish. What are you seeing? You're seeing breaks of structure, okay? This could just be another lower high. We could be doing this. But yesterday, I obviously talked about the larger daily bullish perspective. So, you know, definitely worth checking that out. Watch yesterday's video 100%, because it will give you a stronger idea of the overall market. But, you know, in terms of today, I think if we come down into these regions, you could expect a nice liquidity grab, maybe a reaction from here. Obviously, we've got previous demand there, but ideally, we just do carry on breaking this further down. You know, we get a reaction there, but we start looking into this region, which I'm very much interested in, because it showed clear signs of intent. It broke a strong level, okay? Now, that was it previously unmitigated, was it? Yeah, kind of mitigated, yeah. Okay, so not the strongest, but it still flipped it. And look, you've just got that chain of demand, supply being flipped by demand. You know, you just got that chain all the way up. So there is clear intent in this trend. So this would be the first significant point in the chart where we could expect a decent bounce. If you're looking at it from this perspective, it looks like a great place to be getting in my opinion. You know, the only issue is you haven't really got any liquidity in this leg here. So you would need some liquidity to build up in this leg where you could potentially take out the liquidity in that leg and then go. Do you know what I mean? So let's have a look properly. 15 minute. Yeah, this is the only real issue we have here. Look at this. This is just so thin, obviously. So if it does come down into these regions, you maybe expect a little bit of defense and a bounce here. But if it does get below, I wouldn't be standing in the way until you at least see that reaction down here. But it may be looking for, it may look for this liquidity here itself. If you do just get that and move down in a straight line, what you would like to see, ideally, if this is going to hold, is some, obviously, structure here. You get like that, then you build some like lows and some liquidity, and like it induces sell side liquidity, and then you can literally dunk under that liquidity, grab the demand, and then shoot off, that kind of thing. So you want to see potential areas where you can grab liquidity, because market is constantly seeking that. You saw it yesterday. You built up that supply, grabbed the liquidity, and then it was able to break that range of that structure. So this is just all indecision. You get the grab there, you grab some more liquidity, and then you go. Okay, so if we do come down, I expect reactions from all these points here. So I am watching all of those. You know, watch that potentially a Monday high deviation on the short side. London's coming. Potentially look for a deviation there, but I'd be more looking towards these regions here. So you've got 4 points of interest right there, and then if you do start coming lower and lower, then this is where you would potentially be looking for you know, demand to defend their positions. Hopefully you build up some liquidity along the way, you're able to sweep that and then go. So yeah, you just got to be careful, but be aware of where you want to trade and how you want to trade it. Otherwise, don't bother. You know, this game isn't for you if you're not preparing well. You just gamble at the end of the day. How long have I been going? Probably long enough. All right, I'll leave it there. Yeah, just be careful, as usual. I think I've given you all the scenarios I need to give you. Yeah, all right. Thank you. Make sure you watch yesterday's video if you want the high time frame perspective. This is my ideal scenario today. Let's see if we get it. Thanks.